Much for joining us here on this Friday afternoon. I'm Brooke Hash. Our top story takes us to Washington County, Kentucky, where early this morning storms were responsible for the death of at least one person and a handful of injuries. It's likely a tornado touched down around 7 this morning. Radar showed a debris signature in that area along Long Run Road. And we know the National Weather Service is there assessing the damage. This is a small community of Springfield, Kentucky, a population just under 3,000, about an hour and 20 south of Louisville. Buildings there flattened, cars tossed upside down, and trees ripped to shreds. The Washington County Emergency Management Agency gave an update about an hour ago saying there are no tornado sirens in that part of the county.
Electrical outages from intercounty?
The electric's been turned off in that area, and they're working on that. So, say the prayers and keep everybody in their thoughts. We're still determining what all needs we're going to need at this point in time. We have not got all that decided yet.
Now, while there were no tornado sirens going off, Washington County EMA did say there were emergency alerts sent to phones throughout the Ready Alert system. But of course, residents must be signed up for those alerts to receive them. The county is also experiencing flooding due to the heavy rains and flash flooding from this morning. Our Ian Hardwitt and John Humphreys are there on the ground, and they'll be bringing us updates on that storm damage throughout the day. We do know that the service there is spotty. We've had trouble ourselves. So if you are trying to get a hold of someone, that could be the case. It's just some devastation in that local area. Now we turn to meteorologist Matt Breland. A busy morning down south. This happened around 7 o'clock. And of course, you said the National Weather Service hasn't yet said a tornado, but it looks very likely.
That's right, Brooke. Yeah, they're on their way to do some more surveying as the morning hours or as the afternoon continues to go on. They'll have more updates throughout the afternoon for us as we head later on into our day. Yes, quite the active weather pattern that we had this morning. Good news, though, we're saying goodbye to those more active storms, and we still have a few lingering showers that are going to continue to pass through as we head into the later parts of the afternoon. You'll notice this band of some heavy, brief rainfall starting to make its way closer into Kentuckiana. As we head into the later parts of the afternoon, we'll see this continue to make its way towards us, but following behind that, we're going to see more of a quiet trend arriving. You'll notice these quiet and dry skies making their way into southern Illinois and southern Indiana. That's going to be around as we head throughout the remainder of our afternoon and throughout most of our evening. We're going to keep the chances around for just a few small isolated showers as we head later on into the afternoon time. 64 right now in Louisville. Winds out of the west-northwest around 12 miles per hour. Temperatures for the rest of us just outside the city still ranging into those lower to mid 60s. Over in southern Indiana, we're at 57 near Bedford, 55 Paoli, 62 for you folks near Hodgenville. So as I mentioned, we're still going to see a few possible scattered showers as we head later on into our afternoon time, but then the clear skies will be arriving just as we settle later on into the evening hours. We got temperatures today expected to reach the lower 70s. We'll have that lasting for most of our afternoon, and then we have the warm up ahead for the weekend. All those details coming up in just a few short minutes. Brooke?
Matt, thank you. Well, looking ahead, we could have a verdict in the Steve Lawson trial as early as today. Lawson took the stand in his own defense this morning, saying he met Brooks Houck through his son Joseph and agreed to move Crystal Rogers' car in exchange for work for Houck. Lawson telling the jury he has no idea who killed her or if she's even dead. Now, yesterday, jurors heard emotional jail calls from Lawson to his mother, admitting he helped move Crystal Rogers' car. This was after he got a call from his son Joseph to say that car broke down on the Bluegrass Parkway. For a second day in a row, prosecutors brought up Nick Houck, the brother of Maine murder suspect Brooks Houck. Special prosecutor Shane Young called the former Bardstown officer an unindicted co-conspirator. Experts testified about hairs found in Rogers' abandoned car, which the defense once tested, believing one could belong to Nick Houck. Our senior reporter Isaiah Kim Martinez is in Bowling Green after the defense has just rested its case, which means the jury could have this case in their hands at any moment this afternoon. He's recapping for us what happened in day 3 of trial.
Day 4 of Steve Lawson's trial, and potentially the last. We know attorneys are expecting to hand this case over to the jury for deliberations as soon as early this afternoon. The question, though, with a couple witnesses left, what does the defense have left? WHAS11 legal analyst Nick Mudd believes it's entirely possible Steve Lawson, the criminal defendant himself, could take the witness stand.
Would you put him on the stand?
I would.
You would, and I'll tell you why. At this point, you got nothing to lose. A good strategy would be to put them on, own the fact that you were scared, you were, upset, and just you were fearing to go to jail.
It comes as prosecutors say they're concerned the defense may present bits of Lawson's police interviews from June to November of 2023, evidence already deemed invalid by the judge. Lawson's attorney Darren Wolf pushing back. We've complied with all of the orders, he said. Special prosecutor Shane Young quickly responding. It was mentioned in openings. We want to avoid it in testimony. It'll be something to watch today, with the final couple witnesses set to testify late this morning, before closing arguments in a case that's been moving faster than most expected. This timeline puts a potential Friday verdict within reach. In Bowling Green, Isaiah Kim Martinez, WHAS 11 on your side.
And with the defense resting its case, closing arguments now are set to go before the jury can begin those deliberations. Our crews are there in Warren County taking notes and providing updates throughout the day, on air and online. Remember, no cameras allowed in the courtroom. So as always, you can follow along with the latest from inside court on WHAS11.com. Well, it's official. Dr. Brian Yearwood is the next superintendent of Jefferson County Public Schools after a board meeting last night lasted just minutes.
All in favor? All right. That is unanimous.
And there you have it. Yearwood signed a 4-year contract worth $1.4 million. His $350,000 salary matches what outgoing superintendent Dr. Marty Polio is earning in his final year. Yearwood said he's focused on getting to know JCPS and setting goals for student and teacher success. But not everyone in the district is on board with this decision. A recent teachers union survey showed Yearwood was not their top pick. 2 board members also initially voted against him. Yearwood says he hopes to build enough trust and transparency through access.
I look forward to, the individuals that's, weren't in my corner, to meeting, listening with them, learning from them. And I want to have a successful school district. I want my students, my teachers, I want everyone to be successful.
Yearwood's contract begins July 1. And this afternoon, we are expecting Oldham County Schools to make a decision on its next superintendent. The 2 candidates are Nick Carter, who's the current superintendent of Breckenridge County Schools, and Claudette Harold, the assistant superintendent of Grant County Schools. The school board is meeting in a special executive session at 2 o'clock today to discuss which of the 2 will be moving forward. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear is taking new steps to get ready for the state's medical marijuana rollout. He announced an interactive online map where patients can find dispensary locations in their area. None are open just yet, but 39 dispensaries are planned across the state. Beshear also signed an executive order waiving a $25 renewal fee for patients who get their medical marijuana cards this year.
Now, a lot of people went ahead and got their cards, and I realized that we don't have the dispensaries open. So we want to make sure that Kentuckians are not paying for a card that they cannot use in 2025. So I signed an executive order today that'll waive the 2026 renewal application fee for any 2025 card holder.
Now, more than 15,000 Kentuckians have already received medical marijuana certification letters so far.